Come on, let's do it.
It's another handheld start with heavy breathing. Tuesday Eve, if you can see behind me, I just got done mowing. Got the entire yard done with the exception of what my brother-in-law, Dr. Negroni, termed years ago the bird's nest, because they were here during the Chinese Olympics and we were playing croquet and bocce over there. So if that doesn't get done, no big, but I have a guest coming in for the weekend, so I wanted to get mowed up. And I'm in desperate need of a shower and supper, so come on over. I'm gonna pick some stuff for supper, let you know what's going on, and then I'm gonna hit the shower before we set up in the kitchen. Come on, let's do it.
Come on, let's do it.
All right, before we check on the gardens, we can check on these little mooks. And they're not so little anymore. There they are, 6 weeks old or thereabouts. And they're starting to get nice and integrated into the flock. That's what I wanted. There's a little bullying now and then. Now that light colored one, it's still way too early to tell. There's several weeks, but I got a feeling it might be a roo-roo, and I don't want a rooster. So, if so, he, and hopefully not that brown one. But I think I caught a little crow out of that yellow one. And if that turns out, he's going on a farm site for free. But I always put on as a caveat, breeders only, please. No culling, no killing. But no rooster here. Anyway, there's the newbies. They're doing good. Rounding them up to get them back in the garage is no easy chore, but I've been managing it. The white one's been bullying them a little bit, but that's the pecking order. All right, let's get to tonight's supper. All right, it is peak lettuce season. And I've been having almost a salad a day. And I will tell you, look how gorgeous this red leaf lettuce is. And this was from seed. What you do is you take a head or two, and one of the green ones, I don't know if it's the leaf or this Paris Cause, this romaine style. This is what I make my Caesars out of. One of the greens I also seeded. What you do is you let a head go to seed, you let it bolt. These are Cause, so they're a head lettuce, but I like to take the outside leaves. This way it winds up being a nice, tight, compact head. Yeah, you let the stalk blow up, and then it throws seed pods up at the end of the season. It's quite pretty, actually. And then shake them out and store them. Although I did buy a packet of lettuce seed this year. I don't know if it was this leaf. I can't remember 1 minute to the next what I'm doing. All right, that should be a good amount of lettuce. Let's get a few baby leaves to round out the flavor. My spinach did diddly. I haven't had luck with spinach in years. And I should test my soil. I do have a little arugula though. So let's get a few small arugula leaves. Give that little punch to the lettuce. Okay, that one came out by the roots. Radish, I've had some nice radishes, but these kind of petering out. I don't think they're gonna bulb up. But over in the eggplant, you can see rows and rows of radish. They grow so fast. This is a Russian kale, and there's enough heads in here where I think I can just thin them out. Just take a couple right out to leave room for the other ones to grow. Nice young kale leaves. Yeah, we'll pull a couple of these out. Got some dill growing in there. What else can we get out here? We're gonna get some asparagus, but that's over in the other bed. Oh, look, peas are flowering like crazy. I don't wanna steal too many possibility for peas, but just for the visual, let's get 3 or 4 nice open pea flowers. Yeah, we'll get this one from the inside. There's 5 of them. That shouldn't put too much of a damper on the pea production. All right, over to the other bed. Hey, how'd you mooks get out? You're supposed to be on the other side of the fence. Oh, look, they went right under. Come on, get in here. Come on. Come here. Get on the other side of this fence. There you go. You too. Come here. See what I go through around here? You can't go through there. It's not big enough. There we go. All right. I think they just weaseled their way right under here. So let me put this here. And what I wanted to do was come over here. And this is the pièce de résistance of this salad. I gotta move these. I was mowing the lawns. Gonna get 3 or 4 little chive blossoms. I get 5 of them because I got something fun in mind for these. I'll show you when we make the salad. All right. Asparagus. I don't even need to bring the basket. Let's just head over. All right. Got this in the way because I was in here yesterday with some compost. Well, let's see what's ready here. Asparagus-wise, here's a nice one. Mary Washington. We got strawberries coming in like gangbusters. I was out here putting the dried grass clippings down to keep the strawberries off the dirt. Here's another one. Purple passion. Oh, here's a beautiful big purple passion. Look at that. And look, we're getting color. So it's time for me to net over these. I'm not sharing with those birds. All right, a couple of nice asparagus spears. Back to the kitchen. All right, I got them all. It wasn't easy, but I don't want them out here at dusk while I'm in the shower. Too dangerous. All right, I slapped this little brood box together out of some old window screens and some plywood I had, donated by a friend. It's just a couple more weeks in here, you guys. I know it's not the backyard, but it's safe in here. Come on. You might be a Ruru. Are you a Ruru? Look at that big comb and wattles. I swear I caught you crowing, even though it's too young for that. These black guys are a little more docile. They don't freak out like the other ones. I don't remember the breed names on this thing. I'll find out when they're older and do some online pick research. All right, guys, that's it. Or girls, as the case may be, hopefully. So I'll fill their water. I'll give them some more food. I got a heat lamp, but it's getting warm out. All right, they're in and safe. That's all I care about. Shower felt great. And I'm going to see my boy Saad on Saturday morning. So I just realized I shot a lot of willy-nilly footage outside, walking around the yard, this and that. I don't know how it's going to edit out, but let's get right to this. I've got stuff on the stove, I got stuff on the counter. Let's put this salad together. Pretty psyched for it. Okay, we'll get in and do some close-ups, but I wanted to give the wide view to show you what's going on. I got 2 absolutely beauties tonight when I got home. Here's that asparagus we picked. So let me show you how I do my hard-boiled eggs. The water's already at a full boil, and then I go 8 minutes. I don't know if we did an episode on that yet. I think we did. 8-minute egg is what I like. You can go longer, you can go shorter. I like that yolk at 8, and as soon as it hits 8 minutes, I'm going to submerge it in cold water. Here's that asparagus we picked, some Mary Washington, some purple passion. That's not going to be in the whole time. Let's just get it in. Whoops! Hot oil. Forgot about that. That's the surprise. And got to remember that's back there. Let's actually turn it off because we don't need that full heat yet. Turn it down. All right, the greens. I washed them, I spun them out, but I just wanted to show you, do not put a knife to these gorgeous greens. Your lettuces just tear. Lettuce and metal don't match well, okay? It'll immediately go brown on you. All right, I may not even need all the lettuce. I got a little overzealous, but this young Kale is definitely going in. We had a couple of whatever leaves I don't use tonight. I've been bringing salad every day for work. In fact, I had a nice one today. So I have a little of my dressing left over. We'll just beef it up. A little vinaigrette. Arugula. A little more baby kale. What else did we pick? Well, we got the pea flowers, but we'll use those at the end. We'll garnish with those. All right, that's a nice looking little salad. A little more romaine. This red. Save the seed. I'm very proud of this lettuce. I got to be careful over here with all this water and the hot oil on the stove. I'm getting too excited. All right. The asparagus does not need a lot. It just needs a couple of minutes. You know what? Let's do these. Let's get them out of the way so that I can move the oil. Let's get it cranked back up. And what I have here is, this morning before I left for work, I fed my starter. So this is the sourdough starter, the discard. I'm just going to thin it down with a little seltzer. It's a little too thick, so put a little seltzer in there. You could use an egg, but there's not enough to bother. All right, that's a nice consistency. Maybe another drop. No, it's thinning down nicely. All right, let's get the asparagus out. I still like it to have a crunch, but not in the salad yet. I want it to cool off. So we'll throw it over on the board. By the way, I put the 2 eggs in just because they were in the nesting box. I'm only going to use one in the salad, and I'll take one to work tomorrow. Okay, asparagus out. So, what we're going to do, in lieu of croutons, we are going to fry. I thought I got 5 chive flowers. I don't know. I lost one along the way. But we are going to deep fry these, and these are going to be our croutons. A little sourdough discard batter with seltzer. All right, let's do this. You know what? I can use the tongs. Get them gently. Pardon me. Vents going on for this. This is fry olive oil that I used 2 times. Remember how I labeled the jar? So we'll fry these and then it's done. Then it gets discarded. Let's get down in there. Nice and golden. Flip them over. Get the bottom. Look at that color. Crispy chive blossoms. Put a napkin over here. That's all they need. A couple of minutes. Barely a minute. Okay, let's yank these. Turn that flame off onto the napkin. Remember the fry rule. I don't care what it is. Calamari, potatoes, anything that comes out of that hot oil, immediately get just a few grains of salt on there. It's going to melt right onto that hot oil and stick. Okay, 1.5 for the eggs. Let's, I'll get a cold water bath to drop them in, and then we'll set up and put the salad together. Okay, that's 8 minutes on the dot. Oh, we got a little shell break there. Not too worried about that. Flame off. Immediately into the cold water on 8 minutes. Now, while that's cooling down, let me beef up my vinaigrette a little bit. It's probably actually enough Yeah, I think there's actually enough. This was delicious. We don't need to heavily dress this salad. You don't want to drown it out. This was extra virgin oil, a little red wine vinegar, dried oregano, salt, pepper, a little bit of Dijon mustard. So, asparagus. I could cut these into smaller pieces, but I kind of like the large. Well, here we go. Oh, it's perfectly tender, but yet al dente. Fresh picked. Tis the season. It does not taste like that from the market. Okay. Let's set this aside. Let's take the better looking egg. Now, there is an adage in the egg world, the fresher the egg, the harder to get a clean peel. That's why it's hard to make deviled eggs with fresh eggs right out of the nesting box. But it's coming off. Okay, not bad for a fresh egg laid today. Okay, so let's get this little knife here. And this is how I like my eggs. Jammy, cooked. Let's dress first and then do our little pea flour garnish. Vinaigrette. 100% ground to face salad, because it is that time of the year here in the Hudson Valley. It's grow time. Sourdough batter, fried chive blossoms. Let's get a close-up on that, and I'm digging in. A little cracked black, won't hurt. Also, as you know, I love that visual on the egg yolk. Now let's squeeze in there and get a look at this salad. Problem with something like this is what first? What first? What first? Well, I guess the lettuce, right? Maybe with a little piece of asparagus. Drop the leaf. Oh, I forgot how nice that vinaigrette was. Perfect balance. Asparagus is killer. Is that jammy egg? Ooh, I got a little vinegar throat at the moment. Got a little hit of vinegar. With a pea leaf. Flour. Great salad. And before we go, one deep fried chive blossom. Oh man, that's out of control. This is it, man. Beginning of June. You know, May is when things start popping out of the ground. You get all excited. But now, things just start growing almost faster than you can pick them out of the dirt. These are unbelievable. I will see you for the next episode.
Come on, let's do it.